In the years since I've started ADHD Dude, one of the themes that I've seen repeatedly is there's a segment of adults who tend to see everything through the lens of sensory issues. And what I find is they often have difficulty understanding how anything pertaining to their child's behavior or emotional regulation or social skills might not be related to their child's sensory issues. Every single thing pertaining to their child has to do with sensory issues. I do want to mention my son, who is now an adult, had many sensory issues as a child, and as an adult, he still has some sensory issues. He still cannot deal with real loud music. He still has some sensory issues around food. So I do very much believe in sensory issues because I see, from my own son that he still has some of them today. So I don't want to minimize this, and I'm not trying to discount it. My point with bringing this up is to say there's a segment of professionals and parents who only see children with ADHD through this very narrow lens of sensory issues. And they're not looking at a child holistically. They're not looking at it through the lens of executive functioning or anything else. And when people do that, I think it really limits their ability to help a child because everything goes back to sensory issues. I feel very fortunate that I had a lot of exposure to different fields because I learned early on that I wasn't finding what I needed in the mental health field, which is what led me to the speech language pathology field, which is where I learned all about social skills and executive functioning. And then I was led to the occupational therapy field, which helped me learn about emotional regulation and sensory issues and some other things. So because I had exposure to these different fields, I feel that I was lucky enough to learn about things and how to look at things from these different angles and kind of incorporate it all together. So while I tend to look at things through a lens of executive functioning, because ADHD is an executive function developmental delay, I still do take all these different pieces into consideration because I think we need to look at kids holistically and not through one narrow, rigid lens. I hope this is helpful. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.